When did you know that there was a problem?
Jiminy Cricket. You know who Jiminy Cricket is?
Yeah.
Pinocchio's conscience.
Okay.
Right? My Jiminy Cricket says, you're going to have a heart attack. And I go, I'm going to have a heart attack, okay? And I run inside because I'm out in the garage at this point. And thankfully, someone called the paramedics. I remember, walking through my kitchen. The next thing I know, I'm in a very, very bright white room. And the next thing I know, I'm in my front yard. And I'm like panicking. I'm freaking out. I'm going insane. Like, I do not know what to do. I'm seeing visions and things. Things are just being shown to me that I have no recollection of now. But I could have told you the winning lottery numbers that night. I feel like I was being shown everything.
Yeah.
Long story short, I get in my vehicle because I'm trying to drive myself because I feel like nobody's listening to me. But there's someone parked behind me, so I can't get out. Okay? I stop, I get out. More things, more just blurry mess of things. Yeah. And the next thing I know, I'm standing behind my truck, and my Jiminy Cricket says, I am God, I am Jesus. And I thought to myself, am I God? Am I Jesus? And he says, you are going to die, but I will bring you back to life. And a calming came over me. And I was like, all right, this is going to happen. This is what's going to happen. I don't remember the ambulance getting there. I don't remember resisting. I don't remember them handcuffing me. But next thing I know, I'm in the ambulance and I'm handcuffed and they're sitting on top of me. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you on top of me? Like, you're resisting. I'm like, get off me or I'm going to die. And they're like, we're not getting off you. And I said, well, I'm going to die then. And that's when I coded. You remember the old picture books, the old flip books where the cat runs across the bottom of the page?
Kind of.
This is what it was like from everything from the dawn of time until that moment. And my life, I knew everything. And I was shown this book. And my life lined up in this book. And I knew I was going to heaven. Like, I was going to heaven. And the next thing I know, I'm in a black room. I'm just a black room, and there's one white dot. And it's not getting closer. It's not going away. It's just doing like the back of a cereal box maze is the best way that I can describe it, right? I'm waking up Tuesday morning, and that's where like everything really, really started for me. The journey really began for me, trying to process and figure out what that was that just happened.
You remember the visions, and you knew you had died.
I knew I was in the ambulance, and I knew I coded, and I knew I just woke up, and that's it.
You reached out to a former coworker.
He'd been coming over here for a while, and I don't know, it was maybe a few days after. I reached out to him and I said, I need to talk to a preacher. I needed to figure something out. Some things have happened to me. I need to figure some things out. And he got me in touch with Luke, and set up a meeting with Luke, and I come to meet Luke, and I meet you in the parking lot. Our first meeting.
Oh, that's right.
Do you remember that?
You were pretty intense. And so that was your first experience. You met Luke.
Met Luke.
And then you started coming to the weekend service.
The whole thing with Luke was great. He ran through verses of salvation with me, and it really hit home with me. Luke recommended the book Case for Christ.
Yeah.
Well, I found out that this is a movie because I'm kind of lazy, right? I'm not going to read a book. I'm going to watch the movie. And during the movie, he tells his wife, I have to believe. I can't disprove it. And my Jiminy Cricket says, have you prayed since you died? And I hadn't, but I did. And I closed my eyes and my hands, and I said, what are you? What is this? And he said, I am the same from the other night. I said, I've never talked to you before. He said, yes, you have when your father died. I'm freaking out. I'm panicking. I'm losing my mind. I'm hearing a voice talk to me. And I hit the ground again and I started praying. And I said, what do you want from me? He says, I need you to build an army of moral men. I said, how do I do that? He says, do what you do, but for a godly purpose.
What would the people around you say is different as a result?
I am way more empathetical and way more in control of my emotions and understanding of other people's situations than I ever cared to even think to be before. I used to hold a lot of things in my chest, and it hurt a lot. That anger came from in my chest. There's no more of that chest pressure.
Before Christ, you didn't think about the end of your life.
No, I just figured, you die and you go into the hole, and that was about it, right?
After Super Bowl 2023, when you think about the end of your life?
There'll come times where I might think the way I used to think, but I'm sure fast to humble myself and get that corrected. The mistakes that I make daily, I now know are sins, trespass, lawlessness, deceit, right? I've learned these things, and it's helping me to just present myself and to be there, to put myself before God, and that's it. It's hard to push through the worldly things, knowing about his kingdom, and like just seeing how shitty the world really is, man. It tears me apart. And the only thing I can do is help raise an army of moral men. That's legit, like, because this world is not a good place anymore. The men's group and having those connections to other men has given me the honor and privilege of like baptizing other men and their families. It's the most beautiful thing. It's the best gift I could ever receive, helping bring guys to God, to introduce God and Jesus to guys and let them make their own decisions on what they want to do. There's a transcendent cause that's greater than anything. It's not my job. It's my duty, in which I'm blessed and grateful to perform. That's it. That's it.